Welcome to Game Day Preview from Nationwide Arena. I'm Bob McElligott with Blue Jackets assistant coach Dan Hinote, and tonight the Blue Jackets take on the Dallas Stars. Dan, 2 nights ago you played here against the Chicago Blackhawks. It was a game with great energy and with a lot of work that was done. You did come up 1 goal short in that game, but what did you learn about your team in that game?
Well, you know what, those games are frustrating a little bit because you put in the full effort. You know, you make all the right plays and a couple mistakes end up in the back of your net, but that's the Blackhawks, and we understand that as a team. But I think going forward, I know that we had a good conversation in our dressing room today with the team about us doing the right things for most part of the game and having success. And if we continue to play like that on any given night, we'll give ourselves a chance to win.
When you look at the first 5 games, you've had great energy against the division opponents, Nashville, Detroit, Chicago. I know that you expect that. The 2 games that you didn't have the best energy or more drive were the ones in Phoenix and in Colorado. Now, those aren't division opponents. You're not playing in front of a packed crowd in your own building. Now the Dallas Stars here tonight on a Monday night. Again, not a real rivalry type of a game for the Blue Jackets, but a very important game in a short season. So how do you match the intensity you showed against the Blackhawks?
Well, I think the key for us is going to be to play that in-your-face style. I think on any given night, if you play that style on a consistent basis, you're going to create rivalries. And it could be against Dallas, could be against Phoenix, could be against Colorado, or it could be somebody in your division. But if you play that style every night, eventually teams are going to start to pick up on it and have to play that style against you. When you do that, both sides are going to benefit from it. But the key is going to be, obviously, that against a skilled team like we have out here against Dallas, we got to play that physical in-your-face style. Plus, we got to make all the right plays at the Blues, all the plays at the Red, and we got to do the right things. Otherwise, they're just as dangerous as the Blackhawks.
The Dallas Stars made some moves in the offseason. They may have given up some grit, but in exchange, they got some good skill. Now, the question is how much of that skill is going to be in the lineup tonight. Jamie Benn had been a holdout. He has now signed a contract, hasn't played a game yet. That could be tonight when he plays his first game. Jaromir Jagr was signed in the offseason. He's had a bad back, missed the last game, could be back again here tonight. Derek Roy, who was acquired from the Buffalo Sabres, also has been out, could return to the lineup. Oh, and by the way, former Blue Jacket Ray Whitney is now a member of this team, and he's one of the most dangerous offensive guys in the league, especially when it comes to the power play. So compare the Chicago Blackhawks team that you knew had a lot of offensive upside to this Dallas Stars team. Has Dallas kind of moved in that direction, acquiring that skill?
Yeah, I think they have. I think what you're seeing is a lot more skill. When you look at their lineup across the board, you're seeing 3 lines that can put a puck in the net, and that's a dangerous commodity to have, and they have it. So for us, we almost have the same game plan. You have to get pucks deep and go play the hard areas, because one turnover and these guys can turn it around. Now we have to prepare that Jagr, Ben, Roy, they're all going to be in the lineup, because that's not a lineup that you want to be surprised by if those guys are all of a sudden in the lineup and you weren't prepared for it. So we're going to be preparing like they're all going to play.
Kari Lettman, by the way, is the guy that mans the goal in most games for the Dallas Stars. So we're talking about all this offense they have and all the things they can do as far as putting the puck in the net. He's a pretty good guy to keep the puck out of the net, too.
Yeah, he's one of those underrated goalies that you don't hear a ton about, but he's, in my opinion, one of the top 5 in the league. And he does a great job. He's a great athlete. He's fast. He makes all the saves he should and a couple that he shouldn't. And that's why they've had success as a team, usually riding on his back.
How does Jaromir Jagr still play at 40 years old and you're coaching now? I mean, I don't understand that. Did you just work harder in your career? Was he able to float and just score with that skill? What?
Genetics. You know, my mom was a little bit smaller. You know, if you look at him, he's 250 pounds. I guess I would blame my grandfather and grandma for that. But for the most part, one thing I have heard and I do know about Jaromir Jagr is that he's the hardest worker on any team he's ever played for. And so it's not a coincidence that at 40 he's still able to do what he's able to do, because they gave him the keys to the rink at one of his ex-teams because he had to come back and do a second workout every night. So, you know, when you do that every night, instead of having burgers and cherry cricket like me, then maybe that's how you play until you're 40.
I've always wondered, people always say, well, isn't there a time when you step away? I've always thought, as long as somebody will give me a paycheck to keep on playing, I'd continue to play, right?
Yeah, you never want to see somebody fade into the sunset the wrong way, but at the same time, when somebody keeps offering you a contract, who are you to say no?
Especially when you can keep buying burgers.
Exactly.
All right, tonight's game gets underway at 7 o'clock. You'll be able to watch it on Fox Sports Ohio. You can listen to it on the Blue Jackets radio network. And then after the game, the Blue Jackets are on the plane, headed to Minnesota for a game tomorrow night against the Wild. So we'll have another game day preview tomorrow morning. Can you believe it? Right back at it.
I'm so excited.
It's like double time for us. All right, that's today's game day preview. For Dan Hinote, I'm Bob McElligott. Thanks for watching Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health.